folks, Dude here, coming at you on, of all things, Monday, January 4th. And I can tell you, I saw, The Force Awakens. Now, there will be a couple spoilers here, okay? Number one, yes, they do blow up the Death Star. What the bleep is an aluminum falcon? So yeah, they built another Death Star, they blew up another Death Star. Number two, I'm happy to report there is no Jar Jar Binks in this movie at all. Jar Jar Binks is nowhere to be seen in The Force Awakens, and of that, the character development is actually pretty good. I went into this going, okay, they've gone politically correct. They've got one, a female lead, which is not that big a stretch when you think about like Princess Leia or like, Phasma or any of those other characters that are coming out by the wayside now. Stand by for Phasma. They kind of walk her off to the side and they leave her hanging like she can come back and be a total badass. Stand by for her. She is nowhere to be trifled with. Number two, besides the female lead, was, of all things, dude, pops off the helmet and you're going, why is there a brother as a stormtrooper? There was no black stormtroopers, okay? They were all Jango Fett clones. Meaning they look like some guy who was from, New Zealand or like a Maori guy or like, a Polynesian type of person. He was not black. he was not a brother man. But anyway, let's just play on that one for a second here. Now, the storyline is such is that the evil empire, the Galactic Empire, Senator Palpatine, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, all those other, really bad guys get knocked out with the Rebel Alliance, and they get knocked down. They lose. In other words, their butts are kicked. And in the movie, where you see her scrounging around in the trailers and whatnot, she's climbing around in a Star Destroyer, okay? Like a Star Destroyer that went and crashed on this desert planet called Jakku. Jakku. Well, that's her planet. So the female lead is scrounging around, and she's trying to hook back up with her parents, and she's pretty much an indentured servant. I mean, she's scrounging crap up, bringing crap to this guy, getting some, just moderate amount, not even a whole bunch of food to eat, just to keep her tided over until the next time she scrounges around, brings some more crap to this guy. And she pretty much has a very just horrible, not good existence. Flash ahead, dude, the black dude, Finn crashes on the planet. BB-8 and all the rest of that stuff. I'm not going to give away any of the plots or anything, but let's just say it is remarkably similar to The New Hope. Let's just figure like there's something, formatively important about getting the droid to do something. Kind of like R2-D2. R2-D2 has a very minor role in this movie. Chewbacca has a much bigger role than in the past. He was effing hilarious, and he stole the screen whenever he was doing the Chewie bits. And it truly was funny. I mean, you really got to pay attention to what Chewbacca's doing when he's like interacting with everybody. It is hilarious. Of course, Han Solo. Obviously, you've seen the trailers. Han Solo is back. And they kind of drag it along with the misadventures of trying to do the previous, New Hope, trying to get the droid somewhere. Now, the bad guy, you've seen basically walking around. Of course, he's got like the Force thing, and he's like really powerful on the dark side. And of course, he's got the sword with the two little guards popping out, and he's kind of a badass. That is Kylo Ren, also known as Ben, also known as Leia and Han's son. So we've come full circle here. And the other thing is this is playing on a series in the Star Wars universe known as The Dark Jedi. Now, The Dark Jedi, of course, is the storylines that I was reading is it wasn't Han and Leia's son, it was Luke and his wife's son that went evil. So they're kind of tweaking this out a little bit. But the cool part about it is this movie was written by Kasdan, as in Lawrence Kasdan. If I get the name wrong, I'll put an annotation there. But he's the guy that actually was involved in the first 3 movies, and he's now going to be involved with the next 4 or 5 movies. Trust me on this one. We had to wait 38 years for, 6 movies or whatever it was. We're only going to have to wait like 5 or 6 years for like 5 movies. They're going to be coming out bing, 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 bing. Disney's just going, yo, boy, we got money now. And they are making out money hand over fist. The production cost in this movie was probably somewhere in the order of about $200 million. And it shows. The CGI is actually very good. It's not like, hi, this is really crappy CGI. You can tell it's CGI, but it's actually pretty good. A couple of characters, what they drew in the CGI, maybe not so much. But the character voices, the character development, the way that they've done stuff is dead nuts and good. I can tell you for a fact, I was truly impressed with simply just the homage they did to the older movies, the newer movie, and how much they, kind of combined, blended, and smushed it all together and made it fly. They kind of made that work. I went into this movie going, okay, this is going to suck. And I came out going, not bad effort. Not bad effort at all. In the scheme of things, I would say out of 5 stars, I would say it's either a solid 3.5 or a 4. That said, you are going to have a heart-wrenching scene and a heart-wrenching story twist that I am not going to spoil, okay? But let's just say one of the huge, major characters doesn't make it. Now, if anybody puts a spoiler in the comments or something, it's deleted, okay? I'm not going to tolerate that stuff. There's a lot of people who haven't seen this movie yet. They're waiting for it to come down to the second run theaters and drop in price. I saw it in 3D, and it stood up as cool. A lot of the fighting sequences, you've seen all the crap before. Them swooping down the trench and looking for the unshielded exhaust port to shoot. Okay, this time they're not going for an unshielded exhaust port, but they are swooping down. They're flying around, laser fire everywhere, TIE fighters, X-Wing fighters, all the rest of that good shiznit. All that stuff is going on. A lot of homage to the older crafts. As a matter of fact, some of the ship design, they said, really not that much is changing. I mean, the new Star Destroyer doesn't look like an arrowhead. It looks different. The TIE fighters, the X-Wing fighters have had charitable tweaks to make them a little bit more modern. The character development is such, there's good characters all the way through this thing. By and large, the technical expertise they put on this thing is just dead nuts. Disney does not spend a small amount of money on this thing. It was done correctly. Now, would I say it is actually exactly how I would have done the next one? No, but let's just say that George Lucas is like, oh, they ruined it. They ruined it. Now, anybody who knows the Star Wars universe knows 2 things. There's 2 great things that happen in the Star Wars universe, and there's 2 bad things that happen in the Star Wars universe. Both of those things are George Lucas. Number 1, he made it, he tried to change it. Number 2, he tried to change it, and then he tried to fix it. George Lucas is that thing that made Star Wars great and almost screwed the pooch. On this one, I'm going to say on this movie, like I said, 3.5 to 4 solid stars. Watch it. If you get to watch it in 3D, you will not feel cheated by paying the extra money. Even better if you see it in IMAX, but make sure you are dead center in the room. Being off to the side, everything looks off parallel and, out of perspective. Don't do that to yourself. Sit dead center as much as you can when you watch something in IMAX. And if you watch it in 3D, you will not be disappointed. I'm going to bring up this one, folks. Eat good, Kevin's Ring. As always, you know it. You love it. Jar Jar Binks, I'm glad you are swallowing the drain. And you better not be a sparkly thing going, hey, honey, look, I'm still alive. I'm all sparkly. Jar Jar Binks, horrible. See you guys.